Hello and welcome again to another tutorial video from Basic Fishing. As many would know, I enjoy targeting different species of fish off the wharf and will go through many challenges in order to land one. The good old Parore is one of the species that I had to learn to target. In this video, I'll be going over the basics on how to target one of the most underrated species of fish found in New Zealand, the Parore. I'll be covering the basics on what gears are recommended and what methods are useful to target this species of fish. Hope you learn a thing or two in this video, and I hope that everyone will enjoy this tutorial on how to catch Parore. So for those who don't know what a Parores are, this is what they look like. This is commonly referred to as black snapper, as their shape resembles a lot like a snapper. In Australia, they're known as luderick and are commonly targeted, whereas here in New Zealand they are commonly disregarded. I personally think that Parore are great fish to target, especially off the wharf when the kawai aren't present. They also make great eating too when you know how to prepare them. But these fish are also commonly found in man-made structures, such as the marina and wharves, where they're able to find food more safely than their usual habits, which is calm reefs. The far north, along with the marina of Auckland, is a prime example where you'll find Parores. Some people mistaken them for perch because of their stripes, which look similar when you compare them side by side. Of course, the perch with its telescopic mouth is clearly a predator, whereas the Parore's small mouth is not a predator. As you can see in this footage, this Parore's main diet is weed or algae. With a square mouth, it can scrape off any weed growth off the rocks, and in this case a man-made structure. Sometimes it also eats a bit of mussel too that are mixed with the weed together. However, most Parore that reside in urban harbors develop a variety of diet, as they eat many things from bread thrown by people that feed them to vegetables such as pea or corn that are thrown out from the waterfront restaurants. The best bait I found that gets the Parore's attention the most are fresh mussel baits, and it really attracts the bigger fish when they are very hungry, although the proper way of targeting Parore is using weed bait, but they can be picky. Unfortunately, mussel baits are super soft and often attract those annoying pickers that will ravage the mussel bait within seconds. Although, sometimes you have to go through these inconveniences in order to get what you want. Unlike most predatory fish, Parore are found very close to structure, so finding them isn't too hard, although they are very spooky and are easily scared off. Best place to find them are around calm harbors where there are a lot of weed growths and shellfish for them around to hide and eat. So to target Parore, there are special requirements needed if you wish to target them specifically. One is that because of their small mouth, small hooks are required. For me personally, I use these hooks because one is that they're extremely powerful and you need to use good quality hooks in order to hook on to the fish, but also have the strength to pull it out of the structure, because once the Parore gets hooked, it will swim to structure for safety. This saltwater fly hook is very strong and caught me good carp of freshwater before, which by the way, they destroy regular bait hooks very easily. So by having a strong hook for Parore, you can easily land a big one with a tight drag as long as it can withstand the pressure. Because Parore are wary, light tackle is mostly recommended, and by light, I would go between 8 to 12 pounds. Usually I use 10-pound fluorocarbon, as the line weight is strong enough to withstand abrasion if the Parore does get to structure, but also strong enough to pull the Parore out and withstand its amazing strength. This probably isn't the most basic form of fishing, but sometimes you need special requirements in order to find your target species. The main rod and reel setup I use are my Trout setups, which isn't too expensive, and it's the most universal. As my light tackle setup for trout, I also use it for not just for trout fishing, but targeting bait fish with my sabiki fly, or using lures, whether it is a metal jig to target kawai or soft baiting for bigger fish off the boat. So here is a good example of what light tackle setup you should get in order to get started. This 3 to 6 kilo rod and reel setup is what I first got when starting out light tackle fishing, and ever since then I've been using it ever since. You can also use regular mono for your reel, but I got myself spooled with 10-pound braid, and braid is good for detecting bites, but not so strong when withstanding against abrasion. The rig I use when I'm fishing for Parore around deep areas and also if conditions are rough is a running rig. When it's calm and I can see the school of Parore gathering around, I use a float rig to target them. Usually I prefer using a running rig as most of the time the bigger fish are at the bottom, wary and carefully finding its next meal. Then again, of course, I end up running into other unwanted species but still provide good entertainment. For bait, I use either mussel, bread or pipi, and if you really wish, weed. I have used ledger rigs before in the past, but I prefer the running rig as it allows the bait to drift around the current more naturally, and since the Parore are more wary, this rig is more recommended. Now that you got the gear as well as where to go to find a Parore, here are some additional factors that I should include to increase your chances on hooking onto these fish. Burley. Regular fish burley will not work as Parores are no fish eaters. The best burley are bread mixed with small mussel pieces. Instead of burning it in an onion bag, I scoop them up into small balls and throw them out every few minutes to keep them interested. Also, when finding a spot to fish off, try the shallows as Parores prefer to hang around the shallow areas instead of the deeper waters. Also in deeper waters, you're likely to hook onto those nuisance species of fish, whether it is undersized snapper or those annoying spotties. Now, if you wish to release your Parore, remember to do it without harming them too much. There are no size limit on Parore, but remember, always release the little ones to let them grow. For those who are keen on eating the Parore, here are the tips on getting them prepared. Bleed them to avoid the blood from tainting the flesh, and also, after bleeding, remove the guts so that the iodine that is contained from their diet doesn't taint the flesh. This way, by bleeding and gutting the Parore, you have a clean flesh that tastes amazing, especially raw. I hope everyone has enjoyed watching this quick and basic tutorial on how to target Parore. If you have enjoyed this video, please leave a like and don't forget to subscribe for more fishing videos. Again, thank you for watching and hope you enjoy the next upcoming video.